Hi, and welcome to 2 Minutes with Hull and Hull. I'm Ian Hull, and today I'm going to cover a topic and finish off my topic and discussions on the question of time is of the essence. Now, as we know, with anything in life, there are certain restrictions on how long you can wait before you pursue a claim. And in law, and certainly in the estates law, the courts are reluctant to let people, what we call, lay in the weeds. They want to put very specific timelines on claims that are going to be made against an estate. In my last podcast, I talked about the basic fundamental 2 years from the date of death type of claim. The unique characteristics, though, of estates bring about special, very specific time limits and limitations to consider in the context of a claim for equalization. So if your married spouse and your spouse dies and your will doesn't sufficiently provide for you, and you want to make an equalization claim, you only have 6 months from the date of death. So you have to move quickly from that 6 months from the date of death to make a claim as a married spouse if you're going to need to make a claim beyond what you received in the will. Under the Succession Law Reform Act, there is a claim for non-married spouses, commonly known as common law spouses. And a common law spouse's claim, and these are all Ontario rules, but they're very similar across the country, and a common law spouse claim, you have 6 months from the date of probate. Now, the date of probate is usually not done right away, and typically there's a certain amount of time from the date of death that it takes to pull together the probate materials and so on. So you don't always have 6 months from the date of death, but it's a good thing to keep in mind that you really only have 6 months from the date of probate. So I look at the limitation periods very basically with my clients and say, well, the hard and fast rules are you're going to have to do something typically within the first 6 months or within the first 2 years, depending on the nature of the claim. And there's obviously variables and nuances with all of these hard and fast rules because there's exceptions to every rule when it comes to law. So thanks so much for joining me with 2 Minutes with Hull and Hull.